Welcome Driver 38 Knives. This week we're going to be looking at the knife that came in second place in my vote, which was a Copperhead. It got quite a few votes. I've only got one. I have a Caribbean blue saw cut with a Wharncliffe blade on it. Very pretty knife. And we'll be looking at it up close in good light on tabletop setting in just a second. Okay, we out here on the tailgate of my go to town truck. Let's get to looking at this knife here. Okay, this is a Case pattern 49 Copperhead, and according to All About Pocket Knives, this pattern was made prior to 1915, and sometimes it's called the Vietnam knife because this pattern Copperhead during the late 60s and early 70s was very popular, and it was very toted by a lot of people, and it's called the Vietnam knife because of that. And some years after that, Case stopped making this pattern and put it in what they call a vault. And what that means is on certain years they'll bring it out and make it that 1 year. And they did that in 2021 for this pattern, 49 Copperhead. They made them in 2021 only, and that was the year you had, if you wanted one, you had to get one that year. Okay, this right here is stainless steel, a 2-blade jackknife, and they made very few with CV steel, very few. They made very few with a Wharncliffe blade, and I have one with a Wharncliffe blade here. They made very few with a single blade. The black sycamore handle has a single blade, and they were some Smoky Knife Works exclusives made with a single clip blade and CV steel. So if you've got one of them exclusives from Smoky Mountain, you got yourself something, because you got the rare steel and the rare one blade in this pattern. Okay. When I stop talking, I am reading off of notes cards here, so y'all don't think I'm having some kind of spell here when I stop talking. I just look and see where I'm at on my note card. Okay, let's talk about the construction. This right here is a 3 7/8 inch knife, closed. Pretty much you might as well say 4-inch closed knife. Everybody, if you're into pocket knives, you've got a trapper, or you know what a trapper looks like. So let's see what it looks like to that. Okay, it's just a little bit shorter there, maybe a 1/4 of an inch maybe. And width, pretty close on width. The handle's a little thinner. And blade length, blade's gonna be a little shorter. And maybe a 1/4 inch shorter there. All right, another interesting thing about this Copperhead, it has half stops, which is rare on a knife this size from Case. Case put half stops on some of the smaller knives, but the 4-inch or larger knives rarely have a half stop, and this does on both blades. Okay, it has a secondary pin blade, half stop, and right here's the model number, 6249 with the W for Wharncliffe, and SS there for stainless steel. Half stop. And I like the half stop. And I really like the nail nick on the opposite sides. I know you have to turn the knife over to get to them, but I don't mind that because I like it. And what I don't like is having to dig for them like on a trapper. That's my pet peeve with a trapper. I've always disliked that. To get to this spade blade secondary, I have to turn it level at an angle, and I don't keep my fingernails cut short. So I have to really get in there to get it and dig in that right in there, and I really don't care for that. Okay, main blade is a Wharncliffe with a half stop, and let's look at it. And we can pick that edge up on that thing because I wanted to talk about this Wharncliffe blade. I like them because they're practically the easiest blade to sharpen. It has no sweeping edge right here sweeping up, and the blade cutting edge is a straight line, so you keep the same angle when you're sharpening it. You don't have to count your wrist or turn your wrist to make up for the blade sweep, because there is no sweep. It's a straight edge, and I like that. It's easy to sharpen. Okay, while we got it close up here, let's take a look at this saw cut bone. Caribbean blue saw cut. It's very pretty. I like it. My wife likes it. This is one of her favorite knives in my collection, but you know, it's got Caribbean in the name, so I think that's got a lot to do with her liking it. She likes the beach and palm trees. What can I say? Very pretty. The saw cut here, the case saw cut is not going to be like the saw cut old timers or anything like that. The case saw cut is going to be like a bigger grooving in it, and it's usually in a half moon circle there. The saw cut bone I have from case is always in like a half moon circle, and it's bigger grooves than the Schrades and other stuff that's saw cut. Now I will say I have a Caribbean blue sodbuster, a 2020, 1 year before this one, and the blue is a lot darker than this, and I've noticed that this one and later models up to now 2024, the blue is this light, and I don't know if they've changed their dye formula or what, but it used to be darker than this in my opinion. Okay, let's also talk about this right here. It has a canoe bolster, like a canoe bolster on this end, and it keeps it from snagging on the tang here when you put it in your pocket or a woman puts it in her purse. And this Wharncliffe blade comes down, sweeps right into this back bolster like this right here. So either way you got this knife, like this or like this, it's going to go smoothly in your pocket and out, and smoothly in your purse and out, and I really like that. I do. Okay, let's talk about why I got this knife and where I got it before we close here. Okay, in 2021 when this came out of the vault, I had already bought I bought 5 knives in 2021. I bought 4 cases and I bought a book. So I had spent quite a bit of money that year on pocket knives. So I did not get a copperhead. I passed on it. And about the late spring, early summer of 22, I got to look and I said, I better get me one of them copperheads before they all get gone. And I got to looking at my places I normally get knives. Sold out. Couldn't find nothing. And one day I checked the hardware store in town there where I work, and Right here's their business card. Span Hardware and Equipment, Winfield, Alabama. Miss April there, she knows all about knives, and she's really into knives, and she'll help you any way she can to get what you want. I noticed this knife in there, and I said, man, I better get that. And then when I seen it was a Wharncliffe, I knew I was gonna get it, because I knew that would be an oddity to it. And the way things was going, I wasn't gonna get no copperhead if I didn't get this one, so I got it. And let's see, I'm checking my notes here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give a little commercial for April here. I was in there about 2 weeks ago, and I bought a couple of knives in there about 2 weeks ago, and I noticed 3 knives, well really 4 in there, that you can't find nowhere else. So if anybody's watching this video and looking for them, I'll tell you I saw them in there with my own eyes. They were still in the case 2 weeks ago. She's got a yellow synthetic Barlow, Case Barlow. I think it's got the stainless steel blades on it. It's a 2-blade. She had a American Workman canoe, and it was one of the first generation ones they come out with that had the stainless steel as ground blades on it. And she had a red G10 with the flying saucer Saturn-like shield, 47 pattern Stockman. And she also had the United States Navy canoe, the one that has the battleship etched on the handle. Okay, if any of y'all interested in them knives, she had them in the display case 2 weeks ago. All right then, this is a very pretty knife, and I was lucky to get it, and I appreciate y'all looking. And if you like, give me a like, and subscribe, and give me a comment. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear if y'all like the way I'm doing the video. If you like these close-ups like this right here, do you like getting a good look? I like doing that. I like showing it up close. I don't like showing a knife way off down here like this where you can't see what's going on. I like to see up close, and it may be because I'm old and can't see too good, but I like to get a good look at it. I do a little introduction and then show a tabletop tailgate thing like this, and I'll do a exit goodbye thing. Is that going over well with y'all? I'd like to know. Leave a comment. If y'all don't like the way I'm doing it, I want to know. If it ain't going over well with viewers, I'd like to change. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. I'm just rambling on here, so I'm just gonna go. Thank y'all guys for looking at my Caribbean Blue Copperhead this week. Appreciate y'all looking. If you liked it, give it a like, and subscribe and comment. Hey, and next week we'll have another nice knife.